Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's starting to become spring here in Stockholm, and I ended work like an hour ago. So everything is pretty good. It's actually sunny.
Oh, that's nice. What time is it over there?
It's 5:00 at the evening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 9 a.m. here. I'm just getting kind of started for the day.
I see. Where are you in the U.S.?
Yep, I'm in Idaho, on the West Coast, in Idaho in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and spring is actually starting here too, so it's exciting. The days are getting longer. It's getting nicer. Looking forward to it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like in Sweden. It's weird because in the wintertime it's so dark and cold that everybody's very depressed, and then suddenly the sun turns up, and then everybody turns happy instantly.
Right. Well, there is something to that whole seasonal depression thing. I'm actually yeah. I'm a therapist. I see that a lot throughout the winters here too, with my clients all really going kind of downhill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's very common in Sweden too that you have that type of like people are going in and out of it with the seasons, kind of.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Have you been doing a lot of interviews?
Yeah, quite a lot actually, but I think Tommy has done even more for this one.
Oh wow.
But today is very busy.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a podcast an hour ago, but it actually got rescheduled, and then after this I'm doing another interview for Italy, I think.
Oh,
so we
nice.
have half an hour actually.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, thank you very much for letting me know that. So let's go ahead and dig right in. So this album, you've been pretty open about how personal of an album this is for you due to going through, a divorce, which I don't think people quite realize how difficult that is unless they've gone through it themselves. How you kind of feel like you have to learn who you are again and have to kind of figure out who you are without that person. It's a really jarring feeling. Is that kind of what led you to do this type of lyrical album, to kind of try to sort through all that? Yeah,
very much so. I think it's like there's a lot of reflections on that theme and what you're going through. Mm-hmm. And I think it's pretty obvious actually when you look at the lyrics. Mm-hmm. If you compare the lyrics to the earlier albums, they're much more straightforward. Mm-hmm. and on to that type of issue, especially in this case where I kind of got left for another one as well. Mm-hmm. So that's also like after a very long relationship, but I don't know. I did like use Echoes from a Mass onto doing that, and also I have this other project that is called Pools that I just started that also like had that theme, but it ended up with being very, very many songs that came out of the type of like depression I had, or anxiety. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. You kind of use it for something good, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was the best way to get it out. It was like therapy. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, if it was cathartic for you to be able to make this album and kind of put your emotions and thoughts out there, because it is a very emotional album. And I've been through a divorce, and so I felt it probably a little bit deeper than maybe someone who hasn't experienced it before. It brought me right back to that place, and I remember that pain, and that it's so much more difficult than people realize.
Yeah. And I think especially some of the songs are more like straightforward on the subject, but especially the last one is probably like the end and the cry for help, sort of, where you kind of ask yourself what the person had have become like afterwards, sort of. And now you have to you have to also like sort out what you want now and how you're gonna handle this person as well, because at least in my case I have a kid with this person, so that's also like something that I try to put into the lyrics, sort of like how am I gonna handle this person now, and be good about it also, because you have to when you have a kid together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't get to completely sever that tie. And so then it's like, how do I, this person that's been my partner and been, you know, usually a good friend, how do I now just look at them as the mother of my child and show and have that respect for them when I'm hurting so much?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's weird at the beginning, but I mean, like time heals.
Yeah.
And so on. So it's like, and making music.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, I just listening to music is so healing. So I can only imagine what it's like to be able to, you know, be the creator of something like that's so personal and something that's so cathartic for you.
Yes.
So yeah, what have we become? It's a very emotional song. It's, it kind of reminds me a little bit of The Doors. Like, I feel like it's got a little bit of a Doors feel to it.
Yeah, that is maybe it. There was some other journalist that said that it sounded like a mix between the cover of Hurt with Johnny Cash and a really mad Danzig song. And that's a pretty good, like, I don't know, I like that.
I definitely...
That's a pretty okay review, I think.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I definitely hear Hurt, too. That's what I heard right from the beginning, because it kind of goes into that Hurt chorus, but yet it's different, you know? And so, it's a very haunting, really beautiful song. But I was curious. I thought, okay, there's got to be one or two songs on this album that is probably a little bit more difficult for you to sing. And I know you guys haven't been able to perform, unfortunately, due to the circumstances. But I assumed that song would probably be it.
Yeah. Maybe at the end, doing that song for 25 shows would be a bit tough. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's because we did all the lead vocals in one day, actually.
Oh wow.
So that's the last song I did, and it was like, okay, now you can take it all out, because you don't need the voice anymore after this. So I kind of poured everything out of that one, and we did only one take, I think.
Wow.
So it was like, the other guys just said, okay, that's it. We don't need to do it again. So that was a little bit special in that way. So.
Well, and it's perfect too. It's perfect because that makes it very raw. That makes it, you know, it's not refining something which shouldn't be.
No, and I on this album I tried to edit as little as possible when it came to the vocals, because I wanted it to be, rather than like perfect, more honest. So there is some stuff on there that maybe is a little bit like, maybe you could have done something about that. But I think because usually when the records I like the most, I like the small stuff that is not that great. You know, in a like a music, like a perfect way.
Yeah.
It's more like those, like I love like albums like Harvest with Neil Young, for example, because there's so much random things that you're not really sure it's supposed to be there or not, but it's great.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I tend to like it more and more with myself as well. Like that's one thing when you've done a couple of albums, because you kind of you're more used to listening to yourself.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, and it definitely has that 60s, 70s type feel where before it was more raw. I mean, I think, that was kind of the era of vinyls anyways, but it was very just kind of jam band raw, like you feel like you're at a live show, and you feel like have a more personal connection with the album because it's just a very real sound. It's not overproduced, and I love that. I think there's a few bands doing that right now, and I grew up on that, kind of music, and so it has a really special place in my heart. So I love that, the imperfections and the you can just feel the music better, and you can feel the people behind the music better. I think it's beautiful.
Sure, I agree.
Yeah. So one of my favorite lyrics, and this is very interesting to me, the picking up the pieces in a world without you on the Love Undone song.
Yeah, exactly.
I love those lyrics because I remember when I was, me and my ex-husband have a son together as well, so it's a very similar experience. But I remember when he had left, sitting there and feeling literally like a broken puzzle, and just looking all around me and going, what am I going to do with all these puzzle pieces that don't fit anymore? How am I going to fit this together? It very literally thought of it as puzzle pieces. So that lyric especially really hit home. Is that kind of where your mind was, like puzzle pieces, or was it more just like chunks of you?
Yeah, but it was like that. It was like a new start from everything, but you weren't ready for it, kind of. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there was a lot of pieces, and my way of handling it was like routines. I remember, like I started working out a lot, and I woke up the same time every day, and I did this bunch of things, and it was actually my mother that told me to do that. She was like, you have to do this and this and this, and then it will work out. It was very practical, but it actually worked very well.
Well, mothers know best.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, and it's important to have that support too when you're going through that. So I'm glad you were able to find something that was helpful.
Yeah.
So, kind of taking it in a different direction, and I apologize for digging in with that, but you've been really honest about it, so I felt it was probably okay to go there with you. Yeah, of
course. It's no problem.
So Tides has a little bit of a different sound than I would say the rest of the album. It's a little bit probably more maybe modernized, might be.
Yeah, that is probably true, yeah.
Yeah. So were you nervous having that be your first single coming out? Because I don't think the rest of the album necessarily, it still flows really well, but I don't think that the rest of the album necessarily has that same sound. So what made you decide to use that as your first single, and were you nervous?
I don't think we were nervous, but I think we did it to kind of turn heads a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we kind of wanted them to be like, because it's funny because with Greenleaf fans you have like these guys that like they always love everything, like they like everything, but they're still like Trails and Passes is their kind of figure stone, something like that's their base. Mm-hmm. And it's funny to do something that kind of hits them different, especially as a first single, I think. And then we knew that Love Undone was coming after, so we knew that it was like they're gonna like that one. If they don't like this one, they're gonna like that one, sort of. So I think that's why we did it, but also because we really loved the song, all of us. Mm-hmm. Like we, as a band, we thought Tides was the greatest song for single, because it's big, you know, mm-hmm. and it's catchy at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like really heavy and very catchy, and we just wanted that to be the first one in that way, but also to make not make people upset, but like to turn some heads, you know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like from the responses that I've seen, I feel like it's been accepted really well, and I feel like a lot of you know, your guys' fans have really enjoyed that kind of evolution that you guys took with that song, and it seems like it was you know, very accepted.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit surprised that it wasn't more. Because there's always these guys, you know, who want everything to sound the same. But yeah, I think it went well.
Yeah.
I think the pre-orders has been really good only after the Tides release, so that was cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pre-ordered one of the 300 limited edition ones.
Splash ones.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I hope I'm getting one as well. Yet, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to the album probably, I mean, it's been over 10 times. It's probably been closer to 20. And every single time, I love it. Every single time I've listened to it, I get a new favorite. Like at first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which, you know, says it's a well-rounded album, especially since it has, while it flows really well, it has kind of like, it goes from modern to that old stoner rock feel to like a bluesy southern rock with the last three.
Yeah.
And I really,
exactly.
Yeah, is that how you guys had it set out?
Well, kind of, I don't know about the order. We didn't think too hard about it, but that's the way we do it, kind of. We want some songs of that and some songs of that and some songs of that. It just goes that way, kind of. But it's very obvious on this record, I think. Mm-hmm. It's like because there's a lot of people that said it now when I talk to journalists as well, that that's the way it flows, kind of. And I guess that's a smooth progression of the record. It's good.
Yeah.
That you get it in that order because you get calmer at the end.
Well, and it does transition really well, and I really hope, you know, we live in this digital oh my gosh, I cannot say that word right now.
Yeah.
I'll just say digital because I can't say the elongated word.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But we live in a world where people just pick out, you know, songs here and pick out songs there, and they're not necessarily listening to a full album like we used to, because that's just how it was. And I think that's really unfortunate because you guys have, you know, the music set a certain place for a certain reason. Usually most bands, that's how they do it. And your last three songs are really, really strong songs. And especially What Have We Become? It has that very soulful, like, you know, you do the yell in it that just about breaks your heart. And so I really hope that people stop and listen to it fully, because there's such, I mean, there's strength in all different portions of it, but the last three songs are really, really strong songs. And so, yeah, I hope people take the time to listen to it in its entirety.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing with the rock audience still, is that they're more album orientated than let's say pop listeners, I think, which is great.
Yeah.
And they still buy vinyl, which is also really nice, because then we get to earn some money as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever think you guys would have music on vinyl?
I think all of us has music on vinyl, but I think Tommy is probably the biggest collector in that way.
Yeah, but did you ever think it would come back and you guys would be able to have your own personal music
in that way?
Yeah.
I don't know. Now it's pretty cool because you sell a lot on the shows. But yeah, I have no idea. I didn't like. I guess it's like fashion, like clothes. They go in cycles. Mm-hmm. So I guess like in 10 years. Probably people will buy cassettes or something, or DVDs. I don't know.
I hope not, because there's something special about vinyl where you just get to hear the music much more fuller than any other music format I think we've been through before. So I hope it stays around.
Yeah. Hold on a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
There was someone calling me on the other line.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, I know we only got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So, the first one I really loved was Good God, I Better Run Away. It's super catchy. It's a really cool, concept behind it of the emotion that goes with it, but it's more of like a, oh gosh, how can I word that? Kind of a panic feeling.
It's kind of one of the first emotions, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, the panic. That's what it's describing, basically. Like, you just don't want to be there anymore. You just want to go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I think I settled into Bury Me, My Son. Gosh, that's such a great song.
Yeah, it has that certain rhythm that you kind of, we call it a jeans jacket song because it's like you see this gang of jeans jackets going, not headbanging, but more like swinging. You know what I mean? Like you have a gang of jeans jackets at the concert, and they're going together. I'm doing it now, but I can't describe how to.
I'll expect a video later.
They're not dancing, and they're not necessarily like shaking their head, but they're like nudging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
You're explaining it actually really well.
Yeah, and Bury Me, My Son is like that. That song has that rhythm, like doom da doom da doom dum. Yeah, exactly.
With really heartbreaking lyrics. So
exactly.
They might be nodding their heads with tears in their eyes.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful. Well, last question. With, everything being as tough as it's been this past year, not being able to tour, and, that's where a lot of your guys' livelihood comes from, what is the best way people can support Greenleaf right now?
Just buy the merch and continue to come to the shows when everything starts again, I guess. That's the stuff you can do, I guess. There's not much more. We can't even do stream shows, actually, because Hans is stuck in Germany, and the rest of us are in Sweden. So that's not even possible, actually.
Can you just do a cardboard cutout of him next to you guys?
Yeah, we can try that. Or we can maybe bring Bengt back. I don't know. But so far, we haven't done it yet anyways. But... no, but that's it. I guess we're just waiting this out.
Mm-hmm.
I hope maybe we can do some shows in the fall. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's spring. I don't know. It's we're still fortunate because we have jobs on the side now.
Yeah,
all of us. So that's good. But it's more for me. It's more psychological. Actually, I just miss playing a lot.
Yeah,
it's hard not to do what you're good at.
Right. And what's something that you enjoy and is really good for your mental health. I am sorry. I'm going to ask one more question. I know you got to go, but any advice for people that are going through divorces, same situations that this album's about? Any advice for them to help them get through it?
I just do like my mother said, that follow the routine, kind of. No, but more than that, maybe just like let the time let the time heal. I think that's the most important. And talk, don't isolate yourself.
Yeah.
Just talk about it, express it, because everything gets a lot easier then.
Yes.
If you're just holding it to yourself, it's not going to be any good.
Right.
It's going to be worse. So.
Yeah.
That's probably my best advice. Write songs, maybe.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Arvid. I really appreciate your time. I hope that the rest of the interviews go quickly and smoothly, and you're able to get some good downtime afterwards.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.